Good evening. Yeah, I look a little scruffy and raggedy today. Long day at work. Um, Video's actually a couple hours early. Um, Tomorrow's November 21st, and it will be my 2-year anniversary. So, um, I, I thought I'd be more excited. Not that I'm not. Um, Also happens to be a new moon. I believe in Scorpio, which is my rising sign. Um, very intense. My defense, the moon was doing some weird shit, man. Um, so I've had a few 717. I've had a few tower moments in the last couple of days, but I'm pretty sure it's all going to work out. So, nothing major, just some minor disappointments that I'm pretty sure are going to work out. We'll see here in a few days. So, um, apparently, me and one of my subscribers got a really good comment from. I'm not going to murder her name. I'm just going to call her Kay. Because in my defense, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Um, I'd actually made a video comment to her channel, I don't know, probably a year ago now. She's a channeler, medium, tarot reader I follow. Also an well, you can go look at her channel. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. So I put an invite out to both them to do some collaboration videos. We'll see what comes of that. I know me and my sister are planning some more here soon too. So please, recommendations, topics, anything, it doesn't matter. We can talk about everything from recovery to spiritualism to religion to astrology to astrophysics, model rocketry, whatever. Hell, if you want to talk about game programming, I know that too. Yeah. Jack of all trades, master of none. So it's been an interesting 2 years since I decided to get sober again. Really, my healing journey started obviously long before that. A big part of it was probably a big tower moment, I should say. Which not only when I relapsed, but the consequences of that decision. Um, I went through what could only be accurately described as probably some of the most painful heartbreak I've ever had in my life, to the point of literally causing PTSD. Um, do I blame that person? No. They were protecting themselves from me, and rightly so. Uh, I do suspect there were, hmm, we'll just say, external influences on some of the decision making, and we'll say, yeah, external influences energetically. I'll just leave it at that. Which I was always unfortunately aware of. I just never spoke on it, and I should have. I suspect at this point they're starting to piece the puzzle together and see some of the truth. At least I pray for that anyway. So. But, you know, a saying I picked up in the last 2 years was, they didn't make you, they can't break you. And it's absolutely true. As painful as that situation was, and it didn't break me, it broke me open. So in some ways I'm grateful for it. I really am. And, you know, I've been looking back over the last 2 years here at this sober house I've been living at, and thinking about all the people who've come and go, and how many times I've seen the house turn over, and the number of people I've helped while I was here, inspired to either stay longer or whatever it was. At the risk of sounding arrogant, I am one of the few guys in the house who actually gets respect from everyone in the house. And it's not something I demand, or, you know, it's just, I've earned it because I lead by example. I don't know. It's kind of baffling. I've questioned it many, many times. That's that old self-worth issue coming back, you know, which I'm still healing that, still working on that, as well as some of my rejection and abandonment wounds and those kind of things. But the first part of any healing is identifying. So yeah, 2 years in a row, 24 whole months. It's funny, actually, I opened up my, got an app called Sober Time or something like that. It basically, you just punch in the info of, like, you know, what your sobriety date is and all that sort of stuff. And it sends me messages every day, motivational messages and all this sort of stuff. And you can journal in it and whatnot. But obviously it keeps track. And I opened it, I think this, I don't know, a week ago or something like that. I happened to open it. It was 1 year, 11 days, and 22 minutes. I just had to laugh. I was like, thank you, universe. I needed that, you know, so. What a long, strange trip it's been. I'm definitely hitting one of those, as I've talked about in several of my videos, you know, how you get these up and down waves. I'm hitting a kind of a plateau at the moment. I have for the last few days. I don't feel like I'm making progress. I know I am, but it doesn't feel like it at the moment. And it's been tough. I've definitely had a little bit of depression the last couple of days, um, especially with these little bit of tower moments. I've had a few little disappointments here and there. I just try to keep my faith in the process, you know. It helps to know that other people I'm associated with are getting blessed. Um, it definitely helps. I know my time will come. So yeah, not necessarily the message I wanted to convey for my 2 year anniversary, um, but it's honest, it's truthful, it's authentic, it's real, it's raw. So yeah, I don't know. Happy new moon, and I'll leave it at that.